Let's go. What's up? Welcome to Motosumo. My name is Ben. I am your instructor, coming to you all the way from the lovely studio here in London, team. I hope you're nice and excited because it is that Tuesday Stronger Together class, or whenever you're doing your team, regardless, it is that Stronger Together, which is that tough, athletic-based, performance-based training. And you know what you sign up for when it's one with me. You know it's going to be tough. So we want to get into it. I'm going to explain more to you about when we get into it, team, for making sure, as always, I want everyone to go down to that resistance 0, so there's nothing under those feet whatsoever, and then you bring it up off the floor to find that resistance 1, and that's what we all start together, team, and we go for that in a 3, in 2, you ready, in 1, let's go. So remember, we all start in that resistance 1 all together, because that's where we want to be. And just getting those legs moving around. Remember, the two main things we need to talk about now, the two main things we need to focus on are number 1, that cadence, so basically the speed your feet are moving at, and that is the little thing at the bottom of your screen there. And they go between different colours. So the slowest is represented by grey, then you've got blue, green, yellow, and red. And red is that fastest one. So I'm going to be shouting out different colours or numbers to you, and that's basically how fast your legs are moving around, and that's measured in RPM, revolutions per minute. The other thing that we worry about is your resistance, is about how heavy it is under your feet. So you've got 4 main resistances. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is the lowest, that's what we're in now, not 0. Remember, you've got to feel something under those feet. And then 4 is that heaviest, and that is that climb resistance, which we will be building up to. We're going to be spending most of our time in the resistance 4. But before we get into that, let's warm up, team. Take it up to yellow for me, team. Just 90 to 100 now, 90 to 100. Just let those legs move in 2, 1, let's go. It's just 90 to 100 now for me. Nothing too crazy for now. This is your time to get into it, to get a little bit warm, to get those legs moving. So that's what we did. Big up. So it should be relatively easy for you right now. Able to move that. Suzanne, you all good? You feeling good today? You feeling ready for this one? I hope you are. Strong. That's exactly what I want to hear. Woo. Give another 5 seconds, then we get to pull it back into green zone in 2, 1. Just slow those legs down, pulling it back into green zone. Anytime I say recover, remember that doesn't mean just relax, that doesn't mean stop. And I'll tell you where to put it. You can just go anywhere in that green zone as long as your RPM sort of meter sits in there, team. That's about 70 to 90 if you want those specific numbers. We go for that again. We're going to go for another minute. This time, we go on 90 to 100, so we push it up by 10. That is a big jump. I know you got it. We go in 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. Just as the music stops. 90 to 100. No, 100 to 110. 100 to 110. We brought it up now. So we're in that slightly higher range. So I want you to join me up there. Esa chica quiere selfie, ella quiere ver. Para que siempre se dé cuenta que aquí pertenece mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecerse, la mujer. So when we move up into that slightly faster speed, into that faster cadence, into the 100 to 110, and we really need to think about honing in on that technique. And the way we do that is by keeping those elbows locked in the whole time. Keep those shoulders rolled back. Keep your back nice and straight. Really sitting up so you can breathe. Another 10 seconds here. Holding that number. Don't let it drop. 3, 2, 1. Down to green zone once again. Dropping it down there. I know you can do it. But it's time we take it up. Find that resistance 2 for me, team. Holding that green zone. Remember, 70 to 90, and we're jumping up into that resistance 2. And that resistance 2, remember, is a little bit heavy. You've got 4 overall, so 1 and 2 are a little bit lighter. 3 and 4 are quite a lot heavier. So jump it up there, making sure you've done a big enough gap between that 1 and 2, team. We're going to go for another minute. Staying in a slightly lower resistance. 90 to 105. 90 to 105 in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We ain't standing up yet. We're staying in that saddle. Yeah, yeah. 90 to 105. I've given you that 15 RPM buffer there. Sit where you want. As long as you're in it. And stay in that technique as well. As long as you get it early, you're going to implement it nice and easy into those later parts, aren't you? So that's why we just sit it here. Oh, oh. Nice, Suzanne, strong. Yeah, you're feeling like a rocket. You want to take off. Nice, 2, 1, slowing it down, back into that green zone. I'm allowing you these little breaks, because as we all know, in my Stronger Together classes, it's less breaks. We don't have many breaks. So we're going to go for a little 30-second push now. So half the time, now once again, I'm going to make us stay, because it's only for half the time, in that 100 to 110. So we're pushing up there, 100 to 110 team, taking it all the way up there. We go for that. In 2, 1, here we go. So you definitely picked up that pace. Go on. Building that fire up, hence getting warmer, hence getting into it. You got 2, you got 1, nice. Pull it back to that green zone. We drop it down and you get ready to take it up. Resistance 3 is where we're going to be sitting at for most of this class. So you take it up there now. Resistance 3 is one of your 2 slightly heavier resistances. Remember, the next one we go up to, that resistance 4, is your climb resistance. You're super heavy, so this resistance 3 should be reflected into that. Remember, you're in green zone now. We ain't dropping it too low, so just keep it in that green zone. Nice, Suzanne, strong work. Ready to go again. Another minute on the clock. This time, 85 to 95 on the drop. 3, 2, 1, go! There's a fire. 85 to 95 is your wonderful sweet spot that we're aiming for. And this is still the warm-up. We're still getting under those legs. We're still feeling it nice and tight with those legs. So lock into it. Come on. Halfway there. Once again, with this new technique, with this new resistance, you gotta get into that technique. You gotta hone into it. Everything stay nice and tight. Three, 2, 1. Rest there. Nice stuff. Let's jump up. That resistance 4. Let's get a little climb under our belts now, team. Let's get a little climb under our belts. And we go for that. Resistance 4, feel that. Building out under those legs. We're gonna stand out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. First time on this climb. 60s is where you need to be. 60s is 100% that sweet spot. Any lower, you ain't trying hard enough. Well, that resistance is way too high, which sometimes isn't the worst thing. But I prefer us to see us all in those 60s, giving that big effort there. Remember, our first time standing up, so our back is still nice and straight, and we're driving it forward, rolling those shoulders back, kicking all the way. This class is called Stronger Together because we quite literally get stronger together because it is tough. It is a tough class. I'm going to give you a little 30-second break in 10 seconds time where we're going to sit down, have that breather, and then we crack on into your main bit. We go for that in 3, in 2, in 1. Drop it down, resistance, 3. You can sit in blues for me. I don't mind if you sit in blue zone now, but we're going to get ready to go. We're going to jump a little bit between resistance 3 and resistance 2. But we're going to sit in that 95. I want you to find 95. And you're going to give me a 5-minute section now, all sat down. Resistance 3, find 95. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. We're in now. Yes. So the idea here, Suzanne, is you want to be at 95 now, so the top end of your resistance 3. And if you think you could hold 95 at resistance 3 for 5 minutes, add on so much resistance. I want you to get to the end of the first minute and need to drop it down, and we will be dropping it down in that resistance. So I want you to find 95 for me. Woo. And it should be a struggle. In 20 seconds, we're going to drop it down in resistance and we're going to hold 95. So basically, for this whole 5 minutes, we are holding around that 95 mark. But we get to pull it back. We get to take it down into a slightly lower resistance. Knock some resistance off in 2, in 1. So now you can hold 95 a bit easier. So now you should be able to hold that. But we're only here for a minute. And then we put that resistance back on. Oh yeah. Oh yes. So now this should be a touch more comfortable here, Suzanne. Just a little bit. Give me that superhero. 30 seconds time. Oh yeah. My main man, ISO Indies. Bringing this song back up in 20 seconds time. We add that resistance back on. And that's when you hold on to it. Because remember what happened last time. It should be tough to hold 95. That's how it's got to be. That's how it's got to be. Ready? Yo, take it up. In 3, 2, 1, back up. Peep the execution on a higher resolution. Now you gotta see me do it. Now you gotta see us on it. I don't even gotta flaunt it. I'ma put us that's on 95. Tracks, jumping out the double bag, boys. Big man, got them big man. You gotta go just faster than the song. Try not to stick to the song. That'll get you too comfortable. That'll get you too comfortable. Sway stuff all the way. But we are a team. And that's the most important thing halfway in this 5-minute section. We are a team. We work stronger together. 20 seconds time, we drop it down again. Back down to that slightly low resistance. Remember, we're only knocking off a little bit. We're only knocking off a little bit. And that minute's going to be the nice one, remember, because we do have to put it back on at the end of this 5-minute section. Dropping down. 3, 2, 1. Letting it loose there. But we stay on that 95 and you can find the 95 in the legs and the rhythm. Keeping it all going. Yo, you know you got it, yes, Suzanne. You with me all the way? Motosumo. Living that dream. We were standing outside, but they had to let us in. We the cure to the game. 30 seconds already done in this slightly low resistance before we get to jump up for that final minute. For that final minute on that 95. Remember, this is all about power. So the combination of resistance plus cadence, so speed plus how heavy it is that combination of getting that power. And it is power, which we're aiming for, a high power. The highest power output you can do for about 20 minutes is what this class is all about. Taking it back up to that resistance 3 in 2, 1, go!
care at all, baby. You got my attention. So you were saying, oh no, I don't see the logic of things. It's quite
This is just gripping onto it. You gotta let this music take you. Close your eyes if you need to. Grit your teeth, but you better keep breathing. Halfway. And we don't get a rest at the end of this. It's not a full-on rest, we just mix it up. We just change up. So in 20 seconds time, you stand up and find resistance 4. And we're gonna go for a little climb. And we're gonna go for a little climb. You are looking so strong, Suzanne. A 2-minute climb coming up. In resistance 4, finding 60 to 70. We stand up in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Ooh, that's heavy. 60 to 70. You are finding that sweet spot for me. And once we're there, we are settled in. And that's what we do, is we just find that beautiful sweet spot. And again, you can close your eyes, you can do what you want, especially during these bits. But during those big 5-minute sections, you need to be present with me. You need to be present with yourself, present on your bike, because that's what it's all about. It's like noticing the little things that happen. If you become a bit more self-aware in these classes, especially the points you might be finding easier as you get fitter, it becomes very beneficial. Trust me. So another 10 seconds and we're halfway through this climb. Remember the aim, happier and healthier, happier and healthier. That is what we are here for. And that is what we are doing on this bike. Boom!
Even if I told you I could never let you go, I'm not so sure you believe me. But if I mean to show you, I will never let you go. No.
30 seconds and we're back down for that 5-minute section that we do all over again. That same thing that we did before is what we're going to do once again. And you've done it once. What's stopping you from doing it again? Absolutely nothing. Sitting down in 10 seconds. Down we go. In 3, 2, 1. Resistance 3, fine, 95. We're just settling back into it. We're back into that 95 zone. You know the one. Remember, this first minute is in the heavy resistance. Remember, we go up, down, up, down, up. So we spend 3 minutes in this 5 minutes in 95. In fact, we spend all of it in 95. But we spend 3 minutes of it in your resistance 3. Oh yeah. I can tell you I needed that. That's what he said. Suzanne, this is the depths of winter. It is freezing outside in London. You ready to drop it down? In 2, 1, drop it. Now we hold it. Now it's the nice bit. Now it's the nice bit. But this is just a maintenance. This is not the main thing we care about. The main thing we care about is holding on in that slightly heavier zone. So don't want you going mad now. I prefer you to hold 95 in this, but then also hold exactly 95 in that next bit. I tell you what, these half an hour strong together class are tough enough. I started teaching a 45-minute strong together class, and that is a tough one. It'd be too easy if we just kept it easy the whole time, then everyone would do it. And we ain't here for that. No, we ain't. Ready to take it back up. Resistance 3, adding that little bit on that we added before. In 2, 1, bang, add it back on. Also, We're in our final 10 minutes. Purple zone, let's do this. Remember 95, we've added it back on. We're in that middle section. We're in that middle minute. We're in that slightly harder one. If 95 becomes too easy, you add on. I'm only here to sort of give you a rough guidance, the sort of general tools that you need to use. It's up to you to change it each time. Remember, every class is so different for you, for us, for your legs, for your body. So keep having the confidence to change it yourself, to push yourself a little bit harder. Because I know you got it. 8 seconds time. You only get to pull it back again. Pull it back on that resistance, but we hold that 95. In 2, 1. Boo! There it is.
Party, 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 nos ponemos farrea, nos encanta el perreo. Habla mucho, mucho, pero ¿dónde están los haters, baby, que no los veo? Todos en la pista, esto se puso feo.
Oh, Suzanne, remember, this is the nice one. We can sit in this one happily. We can sit in this 95 happily. It's that final one that's a bit more of a struggle. There it is. Hands all over the place. 8 seconds time. We're back up to that resistance 3. We're back up to that heavy. The one that should be a struggle at 95 in 2. In 1. Boom. Lock into it. Drive forward. Lock everything nice and close in. Keeping it super strong. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. We've got another 2-minute climb coming up again. Back in those 60s. Remember, this is all about power and this is all about holding on. So everything's building up to the final release because there's so much tension held in those legs that entire time. 10 seconds time. We're up for your final climb. Then we've got a little finisher after that. Up in 3, 2, 1. Resistance 4. Let's go. Yes, Suzanne. We are driving out of this hill. And you give me that power again. Power is the name of the game in Stronger Together. Also the name of the game is doing it together. So keeping those hips nice and steady, keeping those glutes hovering just over that seat. Elbows in, shoulders rolled back, driving it forward. Yes. Coming into that halfway mark. Yo, let me know, Suzanne, let me know you're doing good. Let me hear you. We've got 4 minutes left of hard riding. 4 minutes. And we are close, yo. These are coming for you. The cakes will be yours so soon. That's what it's all about. 60s, remember, 60 to 70, adding some resistance, Suzanne. You don't want to be going too high in that resistance. Locking into it. We're going to sit it down, we're doing the rest in the saddle to finish it off. And it's going to be a finisher. It's a finisher for a reason. Just meant to finish those legs off. And this is Stronger Together, so you have not stopped for about 16, 17 minutes. And we need to make sure we finish off in style. Sat down, resistance 3, in 4, 3, 2, 1. 95. like you know it. 95. We're doing a very similar structure to what you know. You find that 95. We do a minute here, we do a minute release, and then we kick off in that final minute. We take it all the way to the end. There it is, that's you. Stars in your eyes. Yes, Suzanne, there you are. 16 seconds, we get to pull it down. 95, 95, remember. We drop it down in 3, 2, 1, drop it down. This should be the slightly easier bit. You're able to hold this. We've got under 2 minutes to go. If that ain't exciting, I don't know what is. But let's push this on Motosumo. 30 seconds time. You add that final extra bit back on, and then we're into that home straight. And 95 is the number that you hold, because we're gonna make changes every 15 seconds once we're into that final minute. So we're gonna go back up whilst holding that 95 into your resistance 3 for that final minute. We take it up in 3, 2, 1. Final minute, add it back on. 95, hold 95 every 15 seconds. We add some resistance. This is just about holding. This is just about you and your bike right now. Adding once again in 2, 1, add. Don't drop under 95. We add again in 3, 2, 1, add. Stay on 95. We've only got one more addition, under 30 seconds left. In 4, 3, 2, 1, add. Let's go. Everyone's got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe. Resistance 0, so knock it all off on that resistance. Nothing there. Nothing there. The reason we don't stop straight away is because, especially in the Stronger Together class, your legs have just been go, 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 go. Tension, the sort of power, the lactic acid that's all been building up into those legs. You can't just stop. You've got to basically tell your body, tell your mind, tell everything that you are stopping, but you're going to stop slowly. So that's what we do now. That's why we keep those legs moving. Just nice and gently. Remember, resistance 0, so nothing there. Take another big deep breath in. And what you can do, you're going to stand up. You're going to push those hips back. Push your heels down. Get that stretch through them. And you do that same thing the other way. Then from there, I want you to roll your shoulders back, up and turn again once, twice, and you're going to give yourself a huge, well-deserved round of applause because that was tough. That was so good, so strong, team. Thank you so much for joining me as always. Remember to click pause and save so you can compare it against your other workouts, and also making sure you're following us and finding us on social media and following our Facebook community page so you can find out the latest news of what's going on. I want to say, last but not least, thank you so much from me, Ben, Motosumo. Thank you so much. Peace out, team. Legends.